First and foremost, why are meetings like this ahead of the special session so important for the community to really be involved and engaged in?
Sure. So, redistricting is really important to the state and the future of the state. We had a road show up here in October where the entire House and Governmental Affairs, as well as Senate Governmental Affairs, came up and listened to constituents in our area. They've done road shows throughout the state. And Barrow and I both wanted to have another opportunity for people to come and express what their thoughts are on redistricting.
You know, let's say I am someone who's not super politically involved. I might hear about this and think it doesn't really impact me. Tell me why something like this actually really does affect me.
Sure. Well, redistricting happens every 10 years after the census is completed. And it's important to, make sure that our districts are at the correct level. So on congressional elections, they're supposed to be basically exactly the same throughout the state of Louisiana, and essentially the same throughout the country. And then on the legislative side, it can be plus or minus 5%. And that person represents you on all types of matters throughout that 10-year period, or every 4 years where the legislators are reelected. But it's really important that legislators are listening to constituents and hearing the concerns of people that we represent.
What districts are affected by redistricting and the census?
Yeah, so all districts are represented by the census and the census numbers. So we're looking at the redistricting session that starts on February 1st. We'll redistrict the legislature, so both the House and the Senate, as well as the Bessie Board, the Public Service Commission, Congress, and we can also look at the courts and decide if we want to redistrict the courts as well.
What are some of the questions you're hoping to answer tonight from citizens who might not know a whole lot about this process?
Yeah, so we would just want to put out information about where our numbers are based on the census, what the data is showing based on the information that we've been provided. There has been information that was put out by the redistricting committees on numbers, on malapportionment, and how we come to the information and how we come to the data to decide how those districts are drawn. Really just rehashing the information that was provided in October. The idea tonight is to let the folks know what's going on in redistricting generally. Our challenge in Northwest Louisiana in particular is that our numbers are down compared to the part of the rest of the state. So if you look nationally, we have numbers about 7% growth. In Louisiana, we grew at 2.75%. The challenge is the vast majority of that growth was south of I-10. So in Caddo Parish, we lost 17,000 people. In Bossier Parish, we picked up about 11,000, but that's still a net loss for Northwest Louisiana and the Caddo-Bossier area.
You know, there are a lot of people who are concerned about access to voting. Obviously, voting is a hot topic on every level, both locally and nationally. For
Sure.
Folks who are concerned about their ability to vote and feel like they want to have fair representation and an equal voice, why is tonight's meeting so important?
Voting is paramount for our country. It's the founding principle of this country. We want to make sure that people are sent to Baton Rouge or sent to Washington to represent our interest. And it's important that we understand the basis of that, which is from the census and from the data that's out there. And so it's important that we hear from constituents and hear the information that's out there.